Welcome to the Crypto Teacher Stock Channel. And guys, please like and subscribe if you do like what you're listening to. Please inform your friends and family because it's imperative that we get back to learning finances and understanding how the world really works. Because once we understand how the world really works, we understand that everything is planned out. And as we can see it, guys, everything is unfolding. Basically, of course, we have the Trump news has a C word. Then later on, it says he arrives at Walter Reed. So right now, he's at the hospital. So guys, then also we have the stimulus. Of course, the stimulus news would have been the big news for the month. But what happens all of a sudden? We know what the New World Order does, distract. Now it's moved over to Trump. So instead of worrying about the American people, where they have jobs and food on the table, the media is talking about the president. We see the stock market, even though it went down a little bit, it still didn't matter because we know what? The Fed is cutting checks every Tuesday. Now, guys, we're going to get into a few stocks here. Now, basically, of course, we had the Palantir IPO. The stock actually went down a little, but guys, they said they have a government probe. So the fact is, how are you going to have a government probe on a company that's all they have is government contracts? That makes no sense whatsoever. But we know it's owned by the CIA. So we know, just like I said, that's a long haul stock. I'm not selling it. I bought it. Not selling it whatsoever. Because I know it's going to be a big stock later on, especially when the data start kicking in. Now, basically, we have Morgan Stanley. Big news, guys. Morgan Stanley E-Trade deal got complete. Doesn't hit the news. Guys, you know how important that is. We all know that Morgan Stanley, JP Morgan, basically the same company. They just separated. One handles commercial, one handles a regular bank. But the fact is, guys, that is big because what it is that you have the legacy market moving over to fintech. That's all it is. They're going to bring it all into fintech, crypto, blockchain. That's just the start. And that's all we see is these big companies consolidating. Consolidating, guys. Now, we had Google said they will pay over $1 billion to publishers over the next 3 years. Now, guys, is that big news? No, because we only have 4 companies that handle all of our media. So that makes no sense whatsoever. But the consciousness, we know. Now, guys, the investments that we need to be looking at. Now, we know this is the holidays, guys. We know who's going to be making money at this time. It's only a few companies. And then plus, because we have the C word, they didn't close down everything. So basically, we have UPS, FedEx, Walmart, Target. So guys, just make sure you're looking at the companies that are still open, Lowe's, Home Depot, those companies who are still open during the C word. And we know during the holidays, they're the ones who are going to be making all the money. Plain and simple. So we know that numbers are going to be good. We know I've spoken plenty of times about Apple. We know Apple is going to be straight. Now, the narrative that they're pushing, of course, is a C word. So we know companies like Johnson & Johnson, Pfizer, Moderna, Novavax. So, guys, we know that the C word is going to be pushing this agenda until July. They came out and said they're not going to have an approved vaccine until July. So, guys, we know they're pushing this agenda. We know the stimulus package, when they get approved, it's going to take us into March. And basically, if you go to my crypto channel, I speak all about this. I did a video earlier today for universal basic income, cryptocurrencies, digital dollar, digital wallets, all that's going to come behind this event. Remember, the New World Order caused the problem, wait on the reaction, and they come in with a solution. But y'all have a wonderful day. Please like and subscribe and spread this channel everywhere.
There has been a lot of talk about a delayed election result. May not know the outcome for months, literally. All rise. The judge, as in Andrew Napolitano, joins us today. Judge, I hear this all the time. It's all over the internet. If January rolls around and there's no election result, constitutionally, Speaker Pelosi steps in and becomes the acting president. Is that right?
Well, good morning, Stuart. It's always a pleasure to be with you. It might be right. President Trump's term ends at precisely, his current term ends at precisely noon on January 20th, 2021, if the Electoral College has not yet named a successor, presumably either Donald Trump or Joe Biden, then whoever is the Speaker of the House would become the acting President of the United States. If the Democrats retain their majority in the House, and it appears likely that they will, but if they do, and if they choose Mrs. Pelosi, knowing at that point that they're choosing the next President of the United States, then it would be she. They may choose somebody else, or they may not have the majority. The Republicans may have the majority. But stated simply, whoever is the sitting Speaker of the United States would become president at noon on January 20th, 2021, if the Electoral College has failed to elect someone.
Okay, so supposing Speaker Pelosi becomes the president at that moment, just suppose, how long is she acting president?
Until either the Electoral College chooses a successor to Donald Trump or declares that it is unable to do so, in which case the election for president goes to the House of Representatives, not for a majority vote, but for a vote by state. So each state delegation would vote on their own, independent of the way the popular vote in the state went, for either Joe Biden or Donald Trump. Actually, they could vote for anybody. And whoever had a majority of 26 states would then become the next president of the United States until January 20th, 2025. That has happened. That's how Thomas Jefferson was elected the first time around in 1800. It's how Rutherford B. Hayes was elected in 1876.
Lord. Well, Judge, thanks for straightening it out. I think you've surprised a lot of our viewers and terrified some as well. Judge Napolitano, thank you, sir.
Yes.
Come again soon. Good.
Hey, Sarah, according to a source familiar with the company's plans, Airbnb is aiming to go public in December or even a little bit earlier and planning to raise around $3 billion in an IPO. Reuters first reporting that development not long ago. Of course, guys, much of those plans rest on market conditions, but notably, the aim is to go not too long after the presidential election. I'm also told by a source that an IPO could value the startup at about $30 billion, which would be a major step up from that valuation that it fetched earlier this year of $18 billion. And that, of course, was a step down from its previous funding round of more than $30 billion. And this is really reflective of the recovery that we have seen from Airbnb this year. Of course, its business, its bookings just fell through when the pandemic hit, but it has really benefited from travel in a post-COVID world, seeing that recovery more so than traditional hotels. Back to you.
That's really interesting, Dean. Clearly lots of money out there, as we've seen with the SPAC craze. So raising a fresh $3 billion, 10% of the float. We'll definitely keep an eye on any more developments there. Dee Bosa, thank you.